Hey, Salvador Brigman here. Welcome back to the Crowdfunding Demystified YouTube channel. And today I want to get into some nonprofit fundraising hacks and talk a little bit about the recurring donation and specifically why I think your organization, if you're a nonprofit organization in the audience, why you are missing out majorly. So I kind of want to start this video by just reading off some very simple statistics as it relates to nonprofit fundraising. According to the State of Modern Philanthropy, the Modern Philanthropy Report says that the typical donor made a second donation. After they make their first donation, they made a second donation around 349 days after their first donation. However, 19% of donors return within the first 90 days. Do you know what that means? That means there's a massive opportunity to convert those people that are returning to your organization into recurring donors. If they're already interested, they're looking for more information, they're looking to connect with you in a deeper level, why not give them that option? Rarely do people want to just continue to make single donations to the same nonprofit. It's a lot of work. You got to always put in your credit card. You got to figure out, okay, what is this one for? You always have to make that decision-making process, and you just kind of want to do good, right, as a donor. So why not give them the ability to actually upgrade their donation and have a recurring donation rather than making them put in their credit card every single time they come back to your website? But here's another interesting statistic. According to Next After, only 14% of organizations prompt one-time donors to upgrade to a recurring gift during the donation process. Only 14%. A pop-up asking a one-time donor to upgrade to become a monthly donor results in a 64% increase in monthly donations. In addition, one-time donors that upgrade to become monthly donors tend to do so around 4 months after their one-time donation, according to the State of Modern Philanthropy report. That's insane. Think about that. Only 14% of organizations out there right now who have some kind of a presence online are actually asking their donors to upgrade to become monthly donors. That's so much recurring fundraising revenue that you're missing out on as a nonprofit. It's upsetting. It's frustrating to me, man. Like, I want to see that you connect well with your donors and that you're getting the most out of it. You're not having to, scrape by in order to pay the bills. Why not? If only 14% are doing that, and those that do see a massive jump in their fundraising revenue, why not ask your potential donors to become monthly donors, particularly after they made that first donation? It's month 3 maybe, or month 4, and you want to do another outreach to those individuals, which you should with your donor database. Why not ask them to give a little bit more and to become a regular supporter if they're interested in really helping your nonprofit? And of course, tying that to benefits, like what is that going to mean for the end demographic? How is that going to help people? How are you going to be transparent with the ways that you're spending that money? You obviously get into all those things, but this is a massive opportunity for you. I think that so many nonprofits are missing out on. Honestly, though, I do not blame you as a nonprofit. It's not your job. It's not really your skill set to know how to market, right? And it's not really your skill set to even be interested in fundraising. Like, who really actually likes fundraising nowadays? You want to help the demographic that you actually set up a nonprofit in order to help. That's why most people get in this game, is they want to help other people. You don't want to spend your time having to, shake your tin cup in order to get more donations, in order to keep the lights on and keep your actual your activities going, right? You don't want to have to keep raising money. So this accomplishes a few different things for you. Number one, when you have recurring donations, you don't have to keep going out there and shaking your tin cup. Those people, if they are recurring monthly donors, that's happening behind the scenes, regardless of whether or not you're going out there and you're getting new funds. That's going to continue to happen if you have someone who really enjoys the process of being involved with your nonprofit and they're continuing to give. All you have to do is continue to make those customers, I call them customers, those people happy, those donors happy, and you'll continue to get monthly donations. And over time, that really grows into a very steady, consistent and dependable source of fundraising revenue for you and your nonprofit. On average, and I'm reading this here from the Blackbaud Luminate online report, monthly donors give 35 and 46 cents per month on average to a nonprofit, or about $425 per year. You think of all these little micro donors, right, who are helping you in your nonprofit, and it's like, it's $20 here, $25 here, $35 here. And it can seem kind of discouraging, right? Because you need a lot of these guys in order to actually turn the lights on and to make online fundraising work for you. Why not just go back to the tried and true offline methods, right? But when you think about that, the actual, this is more of a marketing term, the lifetime value of a customer. And I'm not just talking about 1 year. What if they're with you for 4 years or 5 years? How that money begins to add up over time. And all of a sudden, you can start to wrap your head around spending a little bit more time on online fundraising and making that a little bit more of a focus for you and your nonprofit organization. If you know that these recurring donors are going to be giving that much money per year to your organization, it's really almost getting a bit of a larger donation, isn't it? Like a larger donation is probably on the $400 to $500 level. If each of these monthly donors are going to, at the end of the year, turn into basically one large donation as a result of all of the monthly giving that they're doing, wouldn't it make sense to spend a little bit more time thinking about that process? The other reason I just don't blame a lot of nonprofits is the fact that there's just such crappy education out there when it comes to the nonprofit industry. Like, let's be honest. Most of the education out there is really boring, is not practical in any kind of way. And it's a lot of the times outdated and archaic, right? If you want to learn how to use social media, and not just from a I want to be popular kind of a sense, but from a how do we connect with donors there? How do I spread my message? How do I tell stories that actually not just are entertaining, but get people wanting to participate and become volunteers, or wanting to become recurring donors, or wanting to participate even at a larger level, maybe go on the board of directors and make really big contributions, or connect you with key local leaders, right? The question is not like, how do we use these old techniques that are really stale, outdated, and even when I try and go and learn about this stuff, it's really boring webinars that are very long with a droning voice. It's like one of those college classes that you used to go to that you never want to actually attend because the professor just sucks and it's so hard to pay attention. It's not emotionally exciting and has very little practicality to deal with the real world. If you feel that way, this is kind of the reason why I decided to put together this new book, Nonprofit Fundraising Hacks. And what this book does is it goes in depth into these psychological triggers that get someone who's a stranger to become a raving fan of your nonprofit. And these are a lot of what I call hacks, right? Or the things that people aren't doing. They're little tricks and techniques, particularly from a psychological framework, but also from these are things you can actually do in order to increase your revenue for your nonprofit, and do it in a matter of minutes, honestly. Like this recurring donation thing, how hard, this is one of the examples in the book. How hard would that be? 14% of nonprofits, only 14% are using this. How hard would it be to just have a very simple button after they check out where, after if 4 months goes by or 3 months goes by, you send them an email and say, hey, thank you so much for your donation. Look at all the great work we're doing. Are you interested in supporting us? Again, they say yes. They go to a page and it says, this is great. You can really get active now by becoming a recurring donor. You're going to join this elite tribe of people that are really looking to improve the world. All you got to do is click this button, become a recurring donor, $25 a month. What is that? That's basically you sacrificing going out once per month. You go out to any kind of nice restaurant, it's going to be $25, particularly if you're bringing your spouse, right? And they probably eat some more appetizers and like maybe have a cocktail, right? It's going to probably even be more than $25. Isn't it worth it to impact the world in that way on a monthly basis, knowing that you are actually making a difference? How hard is it? I just made that up on the spot, and you can do the exact same thing. So these psychological tricks, hacks, triggers that you can hit and dial into will not only from like a marketing sense help you raise more money, but they're also practical strategies to make sure that you're maximizing the amount that you raise with your nonprofit. I think of this kind of as like if you have a bucket, right, and you're trying to fill this bucket filled with water, but there are all these little holes in it, it's gonna take you so long to do that versus if you have a very nice sealed bucket. It's going to be really easy. You just pour in some water and it's going to fill up in a matter of seconds. So you're expending so much less energy and you're using so much more efficiency in your work, and you're also raising more money. I think that's my focus obviously here, but I think for you, maybe it's impacting the world. And think about what does that enable you to do if you don't have to focus as much on these different things when it comes to running your organization. So if you're interested, I'm going to link below to that actionable and practical guide, which you can check out. I would love to hear what you think about it. And I think it's really going to be a tool in your toolbox rather than just something like you read through and like is theory and concepts in a textbook, right? It's not that meant to be that. It's meant to be a volume which you keep on your shelf or in your workplace, your office space, and you can consult it and you can just grab and copy literally the techniques that I share with you that are proven to work, copy them, employ them, raise more money, do it and repeat, right? And once you get the system all up and running, then you can either bring me in order to help you improve it further, or you can go out there, you can learn a little bit more about some of these other marketing techniques and hacks, which are virtually guaranteed to help you raise more money. So I hope you enjoy that. Link down below. My name is Salvador Brigman, and I'll see you next time.